Today our topic. In the last class we have performed grouping aggregations with Python. But our required information is not available in one file. In database point of view, required information is not available in one single table. That is split across multiple entities, multiple files. For example, product information is in one file, the sales transactions is in one file. Employee information is in one file, his departmental information is in another file, his manager information is in another file. Are you getting the point, sir? Okay. So in this moment, how to collect our required information? Got it. So that is what joins with Python. All of you put the heading, joins with Python. See, what is the logic behind that one? For example, you have one file called EMP. Wait a minute, recording, yes. I'm taking two files, sir. One is EMP, second one is, let's say, DEPT. Two separate files. Here my schema. ID name. Same old file structure I am taking. And department number. This is header. The sample data I am writing. In this way, I have lot rows. Think that I have 1000 employees here in this file. So what are the entities? ID, names, salaries, X, and department number. But what is that 11? That information is not here. Only department ID is there. But there is no information of that department ID, that department information. That information will be here. Okay. Think that here the schema is like this. Department number, department name, and location. This is what the schema here. Of course, imagine that brackets here. First one is 11. Let's say 11 means marketing. Department is at Hyderabad. The next one is 12. Let's say HR, location Delhi. The third one, finance. Location Hyderabad again. A single location can contain multiple departments. Now my question is like this. The equivalent select query I am writing. Select department name or location, comma sum of salary from some table, group by location. So what I am expecting here? Hyderabad. What is the total salary? In Hyderabad, there are two departments. Under each department, again, there are a lot of employees. What is the total salary for Hyderabad? And total salary for Delhi. In this way, there are some 10 unique cities. For each city, what is the salary budget I want? Understand the points? To answer such kind of question, your required information is not in file. Location is in one file, salary is in another file. So talk about the third last person, sir. Last person, Mr. 999. He is from 13 department. 13 means finance. Similarly, in the same way, under 13 there can be hundreds of employees. All these employees of finance from Hyderabad. Understand the point, sir? So what is the logic behind that? Observe this. Information is like this. In this way, lot many rows. Department information is like this. Only two departments I am taking. So first of all, which is independent file, which is dependent file, you need to get clarity. The department information doesn't depend upon employee. Suppose today I am launching a new department, which is 13. To enter this 13, I don't have any dependency with employee file. But to add one employee, suppose I am saying that 104, name something, salary, sex, 17 I am saying. But to make 17, there should be 17 department in the department file. If 17 existed in DEPT, then only this is valid entry. Otherwise, it is invalid entry. That means here, if I say 13, that is valid entry. Here, employee depends on department file. Employee entities or depends upon departmental entities. Understand the point, sir? So here, simply employee, you can treat it as child file. Department as parent. Whatever the parent is there, keep the parent into key value structure. What is the key value pair collection in our Python dictionary? I am keeping them into one dictionary. Think that this is the shape of your dictionary. Department number as key. Department information as value. For the first row, what is a key, sir? If I have only 3 departments, 11. Value, sir. Remaining. That marketing, comma, Hyderabad as value. Understand the point, sir? Remaining entire information as value. Similarly, 12 as key. HR, comma, Delhi as value. 13 as key. Finance, comma, Hyderabad as value. In this way, I kept entire parental information into key and value pairs. Now think that this is a dictionary information for you. Is a dictionary. The dictionary name is DEPT. Now here, from this I start reading one by one, each and every record. This is child file. Read each line from child. What is the common column between these two things, sir? To integrate these two files, what is the common column? Department number. Separate common column, which is department number. Pass that into dictionary. If depart from the first line, 11 is department number. If I pass that 11 into this dictionary, I will get department information or not. Okay. Pass that into dictionary. You get parent information. Understand the point, sir? Separate required entities from parent. Concatenate child and parent entities. And then finally, write into a new file. That's it. First record I have read, separated this 11, pass that 11 into this dictionary. I will get a department value, marketing, Hyderabad. Again, from that I will separate a department name and city. I will concatenate all these things with child information. I will write into a new file. Now in the new file, a complete information of employee is available or not. The same work for second row. Whenever second row is read, department is 12. I will pass that 12 to this dictionary. Understand the point, sir? I will use here some symbols. You can visualize. Observe this. 11. I pass that 11 to this dictionary. What I will get? Department information. After that, I separate marketing, I separate Hyderabad. That means department name and location. I will concatenate with previous entities. I will write into a new file. This is in the first iteration of your child file. In the second iteration, second record will be read. What is the second record department number? 12. Pass the 12 to this dictionary. If key passed, you will get value. Again, separate information, concatenate, write it. Understand the point, sir? This is the logic behind that. First, in the initial join, we work with two files. One employee file we will take separately and one department file we will take. After that, how to join 3 files, 4 files we will see. Okay. Same working style, but little journey improved if you have more than 2 files. Got it? So this implementation we do now. So let me prepare notes from this one, sir. Have you all watched that 14 video? Yeah. Okay. First, verify the file structure, sir. Observe this file. What is the structure? ID, name, sal, sex, department number. You have some 11 rows. What are all the unique departments are here? 11, 12, 11, 12, 13, 14, 12, like this. Okay. Now, observe this file, sir. What are the departments? So first schema, department number, first column. Second, name, third location. So there are 14 departments. So these two files I am going to read. One file EMP, another file DEPT. First observe the coding. Among EMP and DEPT, which is parent, which is child? DEPT is parent for you. This is child. So first department information we should keep into one dictionary. I'm opening a file. Let's say D. D for department, E for employee. Open off the file path. dept.txt. Default mode is read mode, you know that. First line is header. D dot read line. Now record pointer is on second. Read the remaining rows. You have 4 rows there. D lines I am saying. D dot read lines. Each line is an element. With comma delimited, there are 3 fields. 2 commas means 3 fields. Understand? I am creating a dictionary which is D info. Initially, it is an empty dictionary. For line in D lines, I am splitting that. Line dot strip dot split. Delimiter comma. Separate department number. W of 0. Separate department name. W of 1, which is second one. And location also. W of sorry, -1. I want to make this department number as key. Why? Because this is common column. Remaining 2 entities as value. That's why here info equal. I'm keeping it as a tuple. Department name, comma, location. Writing into dictionary, D info of department number equals to info. What happened now? Department number will become key, entire information. Remaining departmental information as value. Up to now, just check it. Print D lines. Not this. It is not separated. D info. D lines name. We need to print what? D info. That is a dictionary now. Look at this dictionary content. 11 as key. What is the value? Value is a tuple. Again, 12 key, value tuple. 13 information as value. Okay. Entire our parent information is available in dictionary or not now? Here there is a question in online team. Sujit, we are not going to perform any arithmetic operation on the department number. That's why we did not convert into integer. We keep it as key only. Understand the point? Okay. Same style. I want to start reading with this EMP file. One by one, each record I want to read. I have to separate the department number, pass that department number into dictionary. I will get department information. After that, I will concatenate. I will write it. Got it? So observe before proceeding with this. What is the meaning of this one, sir? Is a tuple. List of the tuple I am giving. I get a list. So list of is a function to convert our tuple into this one. So I'm going to use this technique. First observe the code part. Reading with EMP. Simply E equal to open the file path. emp.txt. Same E header. E.read line. Remaining all the lines I am going to read. E.read lines. First, before writing into a new file, let's check what is expected output, that is screen output. For line in E lines, W is equal to line dot strip dot split. What we need to separate, which is the last one. Department number separated from the first line in the first iteration. The department number pass into your dictionary. D info, or let's say D equals to your dictionary name, D info of department number. Understand the point, sir? Better use dot get of department number. Even though that particular department number is not available in that file, your program execution will not be stopped. It returns none. Understand the points? Okay. Now D is a tuple because in the dictionary the value is a tuple. Now W is what's our list plus list of D. List plus a list, what will happen, sir? Merging will happen. List 1 has 10 elements, list 2 has 5 elements, 10 plus 5, 15 elements will be merged. Now W has 5 elements, D has 2 elements. All the elements will be formed as one single list or not? Let's say this is info, all info. Now, how to concatenate list elements? A delimiter dot join of your list. Total 7 elements will be concatenated with separator comma. This is what my new line. Now I'm just printing that new line. Up to now, check the output. If output is correct, we will write that output into a new file. Check it now. Entire information is available in one single line or not? Now you can perform different grouping aggregations based on the department name or based on location or based on department number, anything you can do. Understand? This is what joining functionality. What are the thing you have seen? This output I am expecting in a file. Next onwards, no need to work with the previous two files. I will straight away work with joined file. Okay. I'm going to write that. For output purpose, I'm opening a new file called out. So size is small. All of you able to see that screen? Out equals to open of my stuff. File name is, let's say, new ed.txt, new employee and department, a new file I'm giving. I'm going to write means what should be the opening mode, sir? W is the opening mode. In that file, first I am expecting, as a first line I am expecting header. The header I am writing, head is equal to first ID, next name, next salary, sex, department number, department name, location. After that, immediately \n. So whenever that header is written, it has to come to next line. So before performing your loop, first I am writing header, out dot write of head. Within that loop, instead of printing that, I am writing my value, out dot write of new line. After new line, I want next line. That's why plus \n. Now loop completed. After completion of this loop, I should close the file. If you don't close the file, still your program is expecting new data. That's why out dot close. Now I'm writing the same thing. Done. What is your file you have given? A new ed. Check it. Sorry. New ed. Previously, this is not available. This is your file. What I have written now. Understand this. Now entire information is available in one thing, right? Now you can perform different aggregations. Okay. Next onwards, no need to work with previous two files. Straight away work with this one. All information available in one single file. Suppose once this is done, I am playing with this file. What my questions are previously. For each location, what is the total salary? Let's say F equal to open d colon my stuff under that new ed dot txt. I'm going to read it. Just keep it like this. New ed. Remaining everything you know. Let's say new h, new header, f dot read line, lines, n lines I'm giving, f dot read lines. The dictionary result I want. One empty dictionary I'm taking beginning. Run a loop now. For line in, lines, n lines, w equal to line dot split. Before that apply strip, separate your location, w of -1, which is last one in the new file. Separate your salary, w of 2. Verify that location is available in the dictionary or not. If result dot get of location equals to none. If this condition true means the location is not available in the dictionary. If not available, you have to insert it. Already you know this technique in the grouping aggregations part you have seen. Result of location is equals to salary. else result of location plus equals to that salary. After loop, your required aggregation ready. How many unique cities we have? Hyderabad and Delhi. 2 pairs you should get it. Just check it now. Print result. For entire Hyderabad, total salary is 4,90,000. For Delhi, 3,63,000. Like this. In this way, how many unique cities are there? That much information you will get it. Got this? So this data I want to write into a new file. Let me add one more thing, sir. Where is DEPT? I'm opening DEPT file. I'm changing location for finance as Pune. In Delhi, there are 2 departments. In Pune, 1 department. Hyderabad, 1 department. Running this entire program, you check it now. Again, from the beginning, I am going to run it because some content is modified. D. Next E. Next till ED. But this time the file is existed. Okay, I did not run previous. 1 minute. This one. What is the file name you have given, sir, here? New ED. While second time running, this file is already existed. If you give the right mode, if file already existed, the previous file will be deleted and freshly it will be written. Understand? That means previous file will be overridden. Now I am going to read it. Now check automatically Pune added or not. Okay. If I keep it as a script, if I schedule this script, whenever a new department comes, if suppose think that every day night this program is running, always you will get fresh updated information. Okay. So in this way, so why we applied joins in this example? Why we applied joins in this example? Because your required entities are available in different files. My task is for each city, what is the total salary? Okay. But problem is that location information available in one file, salary information is available in another file. Same thing in the sales point of view. Your product information available in one file, transactions information available in another file. Database point of view, same thing in different tables. We take the help of a common column. Suppose in database by using primary key and foreign key. But here in the file, there is no concept called primary key, foreign key. That's why we treat it as a common column. So what is the style? First, we are identifying hierarchy of dependency. So in our example, DEPT is independent, but employee file is depend upon department. So what is the technique we applied? Keep parent into one dictionary. That to common column as key, remaining attributes as value. But you cannot keep multiple values. That's why make it as a tuple, keep the tuple as a value. Understood? So what are the data you have written? This file I want to write, this data I want to write into a new file. You know the technique for k comma v in list of zip of result dot keys comma result dot values. On that way you can iterate your loop. Where is your department number? Sorry, city information is available in K. Value is in V. I'm keeping like this. K comma str of V. Now is a list or not? That is a list or not? K is string, value is also string. Because I want to concatenate all list elements means data type should be same. That's why list. Here I am saying that dot join. Now a new line is constructed. Let's say new line name is ln. Okay. Print that ln, sir, before writing into a new file. Check now. Previously dictionary, now that is formed as a row level, right? You can write this information into a new file. Suppose out file is equal to open of d colon the path I'm giving my stuff slash. Let's say the file name is out of .txt. I'm going to write it. That's why W. Write some header. What do you want first? Location you want. Next, total salary you want. So this information you want to write. After that, backslash n. Before for loop, I am writing that out dot write of HF. Instead of printing, I am writing that new line. Our file object is not out f dot write ln. After line entry, I want backslash n to write a fresh row into a fresh line. After completion of this writing, close this file. Close. What is the file object? Out f. That's it. Now check now. A new file should be created now. outf.txt. Open this. This is your file. That is the schema. This is the data summary. Actually, in our original data source, the city information available in DEPT file, that salary information is in some other different file. That is the reason we applied joins. Got it? So, a small task I am giving to you. Take the task, all of you. There is a file called transactions. All of you note down this task, sir. The file schema is like this. Transaction ID, customer ID, which product he has purchased, product ID. Okay. And the sales price, at what price he purchased it. And how much quantity he has taken. The sample data is like this. Transaction ID TR001, customer ID C101, product ID P5. The price 5,000. 7 units he purchased. Total 7 into 5, how much, sir? 7 into 5, 35,000. That means the bill for the first transaction is 35,000. Got it? Yeah. In this way, you have a lot of records. A lot of transactions happens. And second file, product info or products.txt. So here the thing, product ID, MRP, product ID and MRP. And a product like let's say product name and a product brand. Suppose product ID, product name is TV, sir. TV can be available with the different brands, right? So which brand he has purchased, which brand TV he has purchased, like Samsung or some LG or something like that. Let's say P1, price 6,000, MRP, product name TV, that's a brand is Samsung. P2, still TV, let's say LG. In this way, product information is available. Final output required for each brand. How much sales is done? That means what is the question meaning? Brand and total sales I am asking. Suppose brand Samsung. For Samsung, some 5 crore happened. LG. For LG, some 7 crore happened. In this way, for each branch, the total sales I want. Okay. So take this assignment. All of you send me that. Once you do it, even though it is wrong, send me to this one.